Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes, sir, when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
So though we are in danger, we never despair, 'cause we know that where there's danger, he is there.
He is there on the land, on the sea, in the air. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
11.
Oh, I stopped it early. No, I have to go back and play that again. Hang on a minute.
11ish.
Sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself. And cut it all off in the mix. I should have just let it run through. My bad. Good morning. It is 11 o'clock, just after 11 actually, 10 past 11, because I had first world problems, village post office. I don't know why, but it seems to me that every morning between sort of the hours of 9 and half 11, 12 o'clock, the whole universe seems to be posting lots of parcels, not like one or two. Literally, I think most people now have a home business where they're just sending out parcel city. So good morning, hope you're doing well. It is the 26th of November. We have 10 days to go before we fly out to New York City, and that's kind of wow, we're going to get into single figures tomorrow. When it's a week to go, that's literally batten down the hatches, make sure everything's absolutely packed. I've got to put some bits and pieces away. I've got tea tree oil wipes for the plane. I've got a little tiny speaker for the hotel room. I've even got to the extent where I've got an emergency shelter. Long story, but yeah, this morning's really strange actually, or at least the last couple of days are really strange. I'm starting to see a lot of things on Twitter. Maybe it's the time of year, November time, starting to get cold. Homelessness seems to get more of a airing when it's cold, because obviously people are living on the streets and people are freezing to death and dying, and that's the only time when people are like, oh, have we got a problem? So that's pretty full on this morning. Fortunately, a lady died in Exeter. Thoughts go out to the family if they know she was homeless, or the deal, whatever the deal was there, because I haven't really read too much into it yet. I'm going to read it in a bit. But then also on the flip side of that coin, and I know it's weird to go from sort of homelessness and people dying on the streets, but I also read a bunch of stuff this morning about how much money's been pumped into Fair Share via the Scottish government to help homelessness. I think it was £1.2 billion, quite a lot of money. So I mean, always a good sign when people are kind of trying to balance out, level out things. I was briefly touching on the sort of citizen income wage, which is going under trials at the minute. It's been going around for 20-30 years, but it's under trial at the minute in Utrecht in the Netherlands. And I'm really interested about that idea of a basic wage that the government pays its citizens every month to sort of maintain a life, food, rent, roof over your head, and then be able to be a citizen in society. And I'm really interested in the economic studies of that, especially as we move into cryptocurrencies and how all this stuff interweaves with different people from different societal backgrounds. So yeah, also this morning I saw that Raspberry Pi Foundation released the Raspberry Pi Zero, I think it was called, a $5 computer. A $5 computer on a little slither of a board. And I know there's other boards out there which are similar to that in terms of cost, but I think it's the first time in history that a computer has been given away with a magazine. what? Like, you normally buy a computer magazine to read about computers, but on the front of it, it's got this little Raspberry Pi Zero. So basically, now magazines are giving away computers. I mean, that's just crazy. So yeah, busy day. Thursday, we're leading up to obviously the last 10 days. Everything's sorted. The National Express, the plane, the hotel. What else did we get sorted? The ESTA. You have to fill in an ESTA when you go to the US, which is like $14, £9, and you have to apply for one of those, which lasts 2 years, I think, 2 years of travelling. So you have to have that filled in to let people know, let the US government where you're travelling to. So that's all done. Like, we're ahead of time. Also, my internet today is absolutely on point. For saying I'm 4G LTE in a field, I'm getting 10 down, 11 down, 21 up, and a 35 millisecond ping. So God knows what's happening to the ionosphere today, but like, we're doing pretty good. Also, tomorrow night we are doing a late night dance party. So if you've never been to one of those before, or you're interested as to what that is, it's a BLNDP, which is a Blab late night dance party. And we will be getting together on Blab after about 11 o'clock. I think we start at 10. And they're just going to hang out till about 11 o'clock. I'll be driving back from my temporary job because I'm working Black Friday. Nightmare. 7 till 11, 4 hours. And I expect it to be manic. And so there will be lots of coffee, and I will be hyper when I get back. And I also know it's, I think it's a family 80th birthday party this weekend as well. So Ella's going to be all dressed up. So Saturday could be a complete, like, I don't know what's going to happen. Because I know I'm going to be able to do have the late night dance party tomorrow night. And I think, for the first time in 26 days, I think we're all getting together for a drink online tomorrow night as well. So it's not just a late night dance party, but there will be drinks, celebration. We'll be literally in single figure countdown mode, 9 days. I've got a real bad cold today. I like, it's all like, seem to have, I don't know where it's come from. Maybe the caravan. Maybe I need to keep the caravan. Maybe I've had the heating on too much. That can do that with me. If it dries the air out too much, like, it seems to bring like fluids from somewhere and just stay here. But some fresh air, some Atlantic water will do me good on the East Coast. So yeah, tune in tomorrow night. That's going to be from 10 o'clock. I think we're doing Refresh Friday from 11 o'clock. So blab.im/Phil Campbell. It's going to be number 4, I think, Refresh Friday. The good, the bad, and your show and tell of the week. So if you want to come along, if you want to contribute to that, what's been really good that happened this week, what's been really bad, and your show and tell, what have you discovered this week? It could be a website, it could be a product, it could be an event, conference, whatever it is. Drop along, 3 questions, take you 30 seconds to a minute to get it out. Come and record it in the show. Refresh Friday tomorrow night. Okay, what else? What else do I need to tell you about? Today I'm working on some Instagram templates and movies again. I did a kind of test version yesterday of our list, our bucket list. And basically everybody in the crew who's going to New York City has put their stuff in a bucket list, and then we put that into a Keynote animation, and then the animation runs around and then it loops in Vine. And I found a way to export that, send it to myself as an email, and put that in my camera roll. So that's kind of cool. That works really well. You basically tap the screen and then it stops, and then it picks what destination you're going to go to. So that's nice. Vera just joined. Hello Vera, good morning. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to work some more on some movies this morning, and some also graphics and movies for my Fiverr gigs. I feel like I need to refresh all my Fiverr gigs for the December, January, February season, because I need to really push at that. My Udemy stuff has not been very good. It didn't really go the way I wanted it to, but I'm still working on the Digital Nomad and Homeless course, which obviously I'm going to give away to people who are homeless because they can't afford it. That's Raspberry Pi Zero, by the way. I'm seriously thinking of getting in touch with the foundation to see if they'll give me maybe 10 or 20. I think they've only done a limited run of 10,000 maybe of the Raspberry Pi Zero, so I'm not sure if we'll be even able to get one. But to be able to take some of those and give those out, or go to some of these volunteer places, these food kitchens, and sort of say, hey, you can build computers now really super cheap. You can have the Raspberry Pi little Zero. See if we can get somebody locally to donate screens. They can literally turn that little food area to also like a drop-in area for them to learn how to do Udemy courses for free, and teach them stuff. Over lunchtime, over an hour, they can sort of, bolster their intellect in terms of the digital world and how to reconnect with the real world. And also, you know, like being homeless, not having much, you know, frequenting from between places, the worst thing about it is not having anything to do, not having anything to focus on. So having something that you can spend half an hour on, have something to eat and go through a couple of videos, write some notes down. I don't know, it just feels like it would inspire people to think differently about their life and what value they bring to it, you know. So I'm interested in looking at the Raspberry Pi Zero for that. Also, I'm going to be it's mainly going to be videos today. I think I'm going to be having kind of a video day today. I'm going to write a blog post about the Vine Picker randomizer stuff because it was there's a very specific criteria for making a Vine video. So that the Vine app allows you to upload it's certain format and certain resolution and certain audio KPS as well. What else? There was other stuff. I can't believe I'm working tomorrow night. I'm not looking forward to that. I've also been starting to make a list for Team Humble in terms of monthly web tools and the web costs that go along with it. I think that's really useful for other people looking in who want to start their own little mini community. You know, what web services do we use? How much do they cost? What's the regular outgoing? I think for a creative especially, the money kind of outgoings has shifted from buying various bits and pieces to actually renting bits and pieces online. So we've got Woofu, which has been grandfathered in. I've got that for forever. Typeform is 20 quid a month, which is quite expensive, but I can see us using that more as a team. So I think it might be easier for us to buy Typeform as a group, and then everybody uses that kind of central resource. Because if people are familiar with it, if somebody needs something really quick, maybe they're on location and somebody said, oh, it'd be a great idea if you did this, then one of the team members could go away and actually set that up and send the link over so people can sign up. So I think that's useful. Buffer for Teams is like $50 or £50 a month. I'm not sure which, but kind of pricey. So we're going to have to start looking at what web services we need each month and how much that's going to cost. So I think the opening up Team Humble to membership in terms of us vetting the sort of new members, they go to a Typeform, they fill it in, they pay a membership fee. That gives them access to Slack, but then we also kind of interview them and do a blab with them and find out who they are, what they're able to do, what skills they've got, and add them to different channels in the group dependent on that. I think that can be quite cool, actually. And they can learn about us and we can learn about them. We can build the team up. Because we've got about 14... No, actually, that's bots as well. We've got about 10 people, I think, in our channel so far. And I'd love to have that to about 100 maybe by March time next year. So hard like membership kind of recruiting between now and March. Today's work, I've got to make an icon for the app today, so I'm going to go through a tutorial for I don't have Photoshop, so I use an alternative on Mac called Pixelmator, Pixelmator, Pixelmator. I'm going to go through a tutorial today of making an icon. Oh, I've just had a Fiverr back from an avatar company that I'm talking to on Fiverr as well. I'm trying to get some avatars done for New York City, but don't tell anybody. Oh, that's right, you watch this program. Damn it. Yeah, the bike. I've got to really push the bike. I sold the GoPro last night. Did a bit of a deal in McDonald's. A guy came over, got stuff out of the bag, showed it for his son. The last thing I've got to get rid of is my electric bike. So if you know anybody who wants an electric bike, 450 quid, I've got to get rid of it because it's right here, right next to me. It's taking up loads of room in a caravan, and the extra money would be awesome for New York City. So I've got rid of the GoPro, got rid of the Intensity Blackmagic. That I've just posted out this morning, got the tracking number for. And yeah, so it's all go. It's all go today. I've got a lot to do on the video side of things. I've got a lot to do on the printful side of things. I've got to make some new t-shirts and put those on the site. Also looking at making Keynote animations, Team Humble animations for Vine, Instagram and Wirecast, especially as we've got like a dance party tomorrow night, so I'm thinking of working on those today. And that's about it really. I think that's all I really need to tell you about today. What time are we on? Let me just double check. You will be able to, it's 15 minutes. You will be able to play the replay of this. As soon as I finish this, go back into my profile, blab.im/Phil Campbell, to watch the replay. It takes about 10 minutes for them to encode it. And also go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/R3Wind, which will be uploading the high quality version in the next hour. That's me for today. I will catch up with you tomorrow morning. I went out and got milk, so I don't have to just have... I'm going to tip black coffee all over the place. I don't have to just have black coffee, although it did go pretty well this morning. Job done. I'll see you tomorrow.